It was the inaugural National Environment Colloquium where experts gathered to have a robust debate and interrogate government's environment policies with a view to making suggestions to help government move forward.
Let's shift away from addressing water, solid waste, climate change and all that. Let's look at issues that do not necessarily allow policy to work. And what are these issues? Issues like this kind of intrinsic issues like bureaucracy in governance. Good policies are crafted, but because the system is bedeviled with this man knows man kind of practice, you find out that it's difficult for policies to translate to action. How do we move beyond this level? The individuals or the common man on the street who just feels that, look, I don't just think I owe anything to environment. How do we move beyond this level? So that's what informed this kind of think tank.
I want the government to stop thinking about just the GDP and how much you are making from oil and from other sources, and think about how happy are Nigerians, what's their well-being like. You know, let's think about that for once. Let's also stop thinking about how much we lose from oil leaks or or pipeline vandalism and all that. Let's also think about the human impact of oil pollution in the Niger Delta. Let's think about the life expectancy in these areas. 41 years is too poor. It's too small for people who are feeding the nation. So I think the government should focus on this. I'm scared that the Niger Delta may never be completely cleaned up or even cleaned up properly or completely cleaned up. 30 years is a long time, and oil resources are dwindling. You know, and I don't know how the government will fund this. I don't know how much the oil companies are committed to this on the long run. And then let's think about our children. Let's think about the fact that schools are everywhere. Every square meter is a school. The schools do not have spaces for children to play. The schools do not have grasses. Like, we grew up with schools that had grasses. You go out to pray, you get microbes that are good for us. We are feeding our children too much antibiotics from the food they eat. And then because they get sick, they don't have probiotics to help them boost their immune system. So there should be better regulations for school. Everywhere should not be a school.
Key among discussions by renowned environmentalists here is the need for government to devote more resources to the protection of the environment, particularly in the area of waste management, oil spill detection and control, and the overall regulation of the sector.
To take the environment sector serious, should invest much more resources in the environmental, the Ministry of Environment, as well as implementing agencies like the National Environmental Standards and Regulatory Agency. They should have enough resources and enough equipment, enough manpower to regulate and monitor the Nigerian environment. An agency like the National Oil Spills Response Detection Agency should be equipped with all the facilities they need to be independent of oil companies, international oil companies. So that if there are incidents, they can go, no matter the location, in the high sea, on the land, wherever, the laboratory to test the pollutants, and the issue of produced water, which is water that accompanies oil drilling. We have to take that. So right now, it's been dumped to the environment without much oversight.
Let's put money in waste management. Our cities are very dirty. Solid waste management continues to be a bane on this government and on this country. Each of our major cities are covered by municipal waste, purely because the local governments and the state governments that are supposed to handle it don't have the capacity to handle it. We want to see that sufficient money is budgeted to deal with environmental issues. The federal government considers a waste emergency for our country. It is sad that as we speak and up till now, we do not have an engineered landfill where the waste that is carted away from people's homes can end.
To these experts, Nigeria need not spend a lot of money on health care if the environment is properly managed, and this, they say, can be achieved by first auditing to certain areas that require immediate intervention.
If we know what is the state of the environment, we have the basis to measure in subsequent years. What are the changes? What direction are things going? What can be done to make things better? Are we going in the right direction? Are things getting out of hand? So that is very critical. What is the state of the Nigerian environment? It means auditing the environment across the nation, the north, the south, the west, and the east. The environment, to me, is one of the available platforms by which you can unite this nation. But if we take action to redress the environmental harms in the north, desertification, gully erosion in the east, deforestation in the west, pollution all across the nation, all pollution in Niger Delta, if we address these issues, we'll be so busy taking care of ourselves that we'll have little time to quarrel about how different we are or what are the things that will divide us.
The health of the people need also to be dealt with. And we need to realize that we will continue to have spend a lot of money on health if we do not do anything about environmental protection, about the environmental well-being of Nigerians.
Stakeholders here have agreed to make the colloquium a yearly affair to draw the consciousness of government and the people to the need to protect nature.